happened to LeBron and the Lakers?
Mr. Sharpe.
Yep.
This morning, I have very good news and not so good news, as in bad news for you.
Okay.
First up, the
Give me
good
the good news. Give me the good news first.
It was a crazy night and a crazy morning in the National Basketball Association because, good news first, you will easily beat Phoenix tonight at the Crypt because last night at Phoenix,
They struggle.
would you believe the Phoenix Suns played the second team of the Denver Nuggets?
Yeah.
Because they rested all 5 starters. Some were hurt, some were sick, some were just resting.
Right.
But would you believe that in that game, Kevin Durant wound up playing 41 minutes? Would you believe in that game, Chris Paul played 38 minutes? Would you believe in that game, Devin Booker played 38 minutes? It took all 41, 38, and 38 for them to get by the second team and the third team of the Denver Nuggets. But my point to you is, I did not see that coming because when I saw as the game started, wait a second, Denver's playing nobody?
Right.
I thought, well, maybe Phoenix will play nobody and save everybody for you tonight.
Right.
Not the case. I thought Phoenix looked really good down the stretch, but it took every bit of Phoenix looking really good down the stretch for them to win, to go now 8-0 with Kevin Durant as a Phoenix Sun.
KD and Chris Paul had to be at their absolute best down the stretch
Absolute
to win
best,
this
and
game.
they were. I liked what I saw. We will get to that in a few minutes here on the show because I still think Phoenix is going to be the team to beat, not just in the West, but in the whole thing.
Okay.
That's just me, but we'll get to that. But my point is, after the game, obviously, Monty Williams is asked about, well, wait a second, you got to play back-to-back tomorrow night in Los Angeles. What are you going to do? And he said, and I'm paraphrasing, effectively, he said, we may play our starters for a half, if that.
Right.
If that. It may not be right to play them even for a half.
I definitely don't see KD playing 41 minutes and just coming back on is like, this would be his
41 minutes? Are you kidding me?
That's a lot of minutes.
And what have you said from the start? When the little bombshell dropped when we were at the Super Bowl in Phoenix, you immediately, I announced to the Phoenix-based crowd, I think you guys just won the NBA championship. And you immediately piped up and said, timeout. They all have deep injury histories.
Yes.
All of them do. Devin Booker with his hamstrings, Chris with God knows what. It's been this, that, and the other. And KD's now coming off the freakiest injury I've ever seen. And he's had his injury issues.
Right.
Okay, so my point is, a game that I thought was dicey for you to win as you battle for your playoff lives as opposed to being in the play-in, you will now win easily. I believe you will also close out the season, the regular season, very easily against Utah at home. But you will not rise into the 6th seed, and you will be in the play-in because I didn't see this coming at all until this morning. I looked at the point spread for Golden State at Sacramento, and I'm like, what? Because we have been talking all week about, well, Golden State's 9-30 on the road. They can't win on the road.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, there's no way they're going to win at Sacramento unless Sacramento doesn't play anybody. Well, the odds makers are screaming at you, they're not going to play anybody.
Yeah.
They're all listed as questionable.
Mike Brown did that. Hey, Steve, I got you.
Okay, well, maybe. You know what? You could be right about that. Because all of a sudden, Golden State is a 6.5-point favorite on the road at Sacramento, the hottest young team in all of basketball, a team we both like a lot, starting with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. Okay, and the point is, at equal strength at Sacramento, if we go back a month ago, what would the point spread have been? Trust me, Sacramento
Kings would have been favored.
Yes, trust me, they would be favored by 2, 3, 4 points.
Yeah, at least
somewhere,
I would say at least 3 points. Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
So it looks like that's game over for you because I thought that was the game that you would get back from Golden State.
We talked about it yesterday. Said, Skip, we beat Phoenix, and now all of a sudden Sacramento take care of Golden State because all we needed them to do was lose one of their final 2 games. We win both, and we get the 6th seed. Okay, and then they have to go take care of business on the road again on Sunday at Portland. Right. Well, Portland's down 4 of their 5 starters. They are still game. They will still fight for Chauncey Billups. They will compete with you. But help me out, Mr. Sharpe. If you tell Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green and Kevon Looney and
name them, Jordan Poole.
Right.
If you tell all those guys, all you have to do is beat Portland and you get a week off. You get the sixth seed, which is the first seed out of the play-in. What do you think's going to happen on Sunday?
Well, they're going to say, what they're going to do is take care of business tonight because Steve Kerr says, look, we're playing their backups. One game. You win this game. You win this game, Skip. They're not even playing against Portland because it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair enough. Yeah. Well, depending, you still have to win. No, wouldn't you have to still win out to keep the Lakers at bay? If the Lakers win out? Yes.
Yes, you do. Yes.
No,
right,
I mean,
you're right.
you'd have to close your deal.
Yes.
But tonight is the night. This is the one you and I have been fixated on all week. And now it looks like it's a gimme.
Yes.
I mean, are any of these games a gimme? You
not
never
for the
know.
Lakers.
Okay, well, not for anybody, and maybe not for Golden State on the road. But I'm assuming, I'm going to presume that Golden State is now going to win out.
Right.
I think you will win out fairly easily, but you're still.
Let's just play just in case and see what happens.
Okay, all right, I got you. But it's still looking more and more like your Clippers game was the game.
Right.
It was the one you had to win.
Right.
And LeBron shocked me with the worst half of basketball he's ever played, followed by, this doesn't make any sense to me, I think, under the circumstances, the greatest half of basketball he's ever played. He went from 3 points in the first half to 30 in the second half, and it wasn't enough. Even that wasn't enough because the Clippers see Lakers, and they just they go berserk because they love to beat the team upstairs.
Right.
And I think they just cost you. You're going to look back by Sunday evening and say, the Clippers cost us the playoffs versus the play-in, right?
Well, I think the thing is, Skip, if you go back and look at it, you had the game in Philly in hand. You had the Boston game in hand.
Okay.
You have several Boston games in hand. AD missed a free throw a couple of nights ago, and that would have won the game. They end up losing that. And the 17-point lead you had against Indy. Skip, I hate to say it just came down to one game because it doesn't. Because the Lakers
I'll buy that.
The Lakers failed to take care of business on several occasions, and so then now the Clipper game doesn't even matter. Not to say it doesn't matter, Skip, but we're not looking about it with the pinpoint accuracy. It's like, okay, that was the game.
Okay,
no.
as the circumstances fell, that was the game.
Yes.
But to your point, I agree. Sometimes it was LeBron to blame. Sometimes it was very much Anthony Davis to blame. But I had 15 times going back in time this year. LeBron had an interesting statement after the game the other night. He said, it feels like we played 4 or 5 different seasons. Well, it has because he passed Kareem, and that felt like a season unto itself. That season started December 30th on the night of LeBron's birthday at Atlanta, wife, mother in the front row, when he started going crazy as he did. So they passed Kareem. He passes Kareem. And then it's like another season starts after that. But if you look back to early season, you say, like the Indiana game, what was it, 15 points? You're up 15 early in the fourth quarter, and you can't get that home. And Indiana is not going to make the play.
They're not making anything.
They fell completely apart.
Because now they don't play anybody.
All right. So now it is looking probable to me, it is looking extremely possible to me that you're going to be the 7 seed. So what happens is, remember, if you were the 7 or the 8 seed, you get 2 shots to make the playoffs because you get a first shot versus the 8 seed. So it's 7-8, and right now, as it stands, this could change, but right now it is, as you call them, the Seagulls. That would mean that you got New Orleans coming to LA probably next Wednesday night to play a game in which the winner will advance into the 7 seed. They will be the locked-in 7 seed.
Play the Grizz.
And if you do that, you would play Memphis, okay? If you lose that game, you get a mulligan. You get a second chance because you're the 7 seed. And 9-10 are going to play, I think, on Tuesday, if that's how they're going to do the schedule. So it would be 9-10 would be, as we speak, Minnesota, Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City had a nice win at Utah last night. They won handily. Against a dangerous Utah team. And all of a sudden, they maintain their little minor, half-game lead over Dallas. Is that going to hold up? I don't know. It's looking like Oklahoma City, well, it's going to boil down to this. Speaking of Memphis at Oklahoma City on Sunday, if Oklahoma City wins that game, they are going to be the final team in the back door of the playoffs, right? Will Memphis play any or all? I doubt it, but you don't know for sure. So my point is this. you're going to have to deal, it looks like, with the New Orleans team. Do I have to remind you what happened late in the year last year? Do you remember April Fool's night it was? It was April 1st of last year. Here came New Orleans, and as it shook out for all the wrong reasons, you needed to win that game at home to slip into the back door of the playoffs or play-in, right? And what happened in that game? You lost 114 to 111. Do you remember this?
Right.
It was not a pretty sight. You lost the fourth quarter 28 to 24. And even though LeBron had big numbers by the end of the game, he had 38, not the rest of it, but he scored 38. He had 8 and 4 the rest of the way. He did have 6 turnovers in that game. But in the fourth quarter, he scored a grand total of 2 points. He went 1 of 4 from the floor and 0 of 1 from 3 and didn't get to the free throw line. Not LeBron James. And because of that, they won the fourth quarter. And CJ had a big game. He had 32. And Brandon Ingram, who loves to stick it to the Lakers because he was a Laker, obviously, he had 29 in that game. They're another team that enjoys playing you guys. They enjoy playing you guys at you guys. And speaking of that, I also remind you of this. If Oklahoma City did manage to advance and you lost to the Pelicans, Oklahoma City's still hanging on to the fact that, remember what happened on Passing Kareem night? You were there. It was the Thunder. Remember, Anthony Davis was furious after the game, and he said he did not participate in the celebration of Passing Kareem because we were losing to the Thunder. Remember that? You lost 133 to 130. You gave up 133 to the Thunder, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who had 30 points that night. And
they couldn't miss from 3.
They couldn't miss. They made 17 of 34, so they made 50% of their
Mike Muscala couldn't miss.
He couldn't miss.
And now he can't make a basket no matter where he goes.
Okay, there you go. So the point is, I think we can now assume that you're going to have to deal with New Orleans. New Orleans keeps making noise about Zion coming back. It feels like, it smells like, it seems like he might try to play. Well, how effective could he be in the first game back against you guys? Would it be a booster or a new shot, shot of adrenaline for the team? It might be.
Yeah, New Orleans is dangerous, Skip. I just watched them the other night. They had 3 guys score at least 30 points. Happened, and somebody else had another team. Team had.
Before you continue, they have won 8 of their last 10. They've won 3 of their last 4. They are starting to refigure it out. Go ahead.
B.I. is B.I. CJ is tripped. And now you got Murphy and you got Herb Jones making plays. Alvarado hasn't come back yet. They still got a big guy that can bang the boards in Valanciunas.
He can.
But you remember last time, AD destroyed him.
He did.
And so they're going to need that from AD. LeBron's going to be LeBron. But AD needs to be AD. We can't get the AD that we got against the Clippers. We can't get the AD that we got against the Toronto, even though they won against the Raptors. 8-9 ain't going to cut it. 17 and 11 is not going to cut it. AD needs to be dominant. And so, Skip, I agree with you. It's looking more and more likely they're going to be the 7th seed. They're going to have to play the Pelicans for the opportunity to be the 7th seed in the playoffs and play the Grizzlies. We know there's no love lost between these two teams. They've always been a lot of chirping. They've always had a lot to say, be it in Memphis or at the Crib. So it doesn't matter where they play. The Grizzlies going to have a lot to say. They feel very good. They say, we're young, we're athletic, we can get up and down. We can wear you down with our depth.
And obviously they will have the first 2 games
in Memphis. And like you said, the Kings are listing to all their starters as questionable.
Questionable?
It's questionable whether or not they're going to even show up at the arena. That's the question.
Your gut feeling, LA versus Memphis first round, if that happens in fact?
I think it's going 7.
Yeah. Well, that would have to mean that you have to win there.
Yeah, we go get one. We'll get one. We might take them in 6.
Okay. I'm going to give you the edge in that series just on sheer experience, just on sheer playoff savvy.
Is Steven Adams coming back?
I don't know.
Is Big Adams
Well, they've been playing pretty well without him.
Jaren Jackson's been playing out of his mind.
That's why.
He's been playing out of his mind. He's going to be Defensive Player of the Year. And he's starting to assert himself on the offensive end, especially in games in which Ja doesn't play. Now, he doesn't get the same opportunities when Ja's in the ball game because Ja's going to have the ball in his hand. But he and Ja are tremendous in the pick and roll, and the pick and roll has always been the Achilles heel of the Lakers.
It has.
And the Memphis Grizzlies offense is really predicated on the pick and roll. So it's not going to be easy. They got a young athletic backcourt with Ja and Bane. You know, Dylan Brooks is going to be Dylan Brooks. He's going to try to get up under guys' skin. He likes the matchup. He feels that he's a LeBron neutralizer.
He does.
You know, so I like where the Lakers are. Sure, I would have loved to see them had these last two games mean that they could still, and they still could. Like you say, Skip, anything can happen. Golden State could lose one of these finals two games. It doesn't seem likely, but it's possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, they are a terrible road team. There's no other way to put that. 9-30 says they're terrible on the road. Now, they do get a reprieve, and one team lists their starters as questionable, and the other team, all five of their starters, hadn't played in a long, long time. So with that being said, I say the Lakers look like they're going to be in the play. They're going to be the 7th seed, play the Pelicans, and we'll see what happens. But the Pelicans are playing really well. B.I. on any given night can go get your mid-30s. C.J. is a guy that can get you 30. Murphy III can let the three ball go. Herb Jones played really well. He finally got 30. I think it's his first 30-point game of his NBA career. So it'll be.
Can Herb Jones defend LeBron incredibly? Yes, he can. No, he can bother LeBron.
We got something for Herb.
Okay. Well, you better.
Herb. Okay. We got something for you, Herb.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got some herbs?
Yeah, we got something for you. Go. The playoffs? Didn't he say that's what he wanted?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then.
I don't think he wanted to play in.
We don't want it. Play in
is beneath his dignity.
It ain't beneath nothing.
Okay.
Skip, this is what we are.
Yeah.
This is what you got to eat. My grandma say you either eat this or do without.
I know.
So either you play in or you don't go home.
And in this case, you bought your own groceries.
Yes.
You did, and they're sitting right there on the table. You better eat them. Okay? Well, 6.
3 and 6.
I don't know about 3, but 6, I'll give you 6. Okay, here's my takeaway from all this.
Okay.
I will give you in 6 over Memphis. I will give you that. The one that sticks in the back of my mind where the bells are going off,
right.
The one when I first heard about it, when it first dawned on me early this morning, wait a second, they're going to have to play the Pelicans?
Yeah.
That's the danger game. I say that's more dangerous than you versus Memphis. You'll be able to beat Memphis on just sheer star power and experience, okay?
So,
but can you beat the Pelicans in a one? It's not do or die because you get a reprieve. Yeah.
So hold on. So that means we got tonight, we got Sunday, and then we'll play again on Wednesday. 2 days off? Mm-hmm. Go for 40.
Okay.
Go for 40. 2 days off.
Okay.
You know what that man do with 2 days rest?
I just think New Orleans just might have your number in a game like this.
We gave it to them. We want them to call. That's why you think we gave them our number. We wanted them to call. Remember what we did to them last time?
Yeah.
Hey.
Brandon Ingram is still trying to wreak revenge over getting traded to New Orleans for AD, right?
B.I. needed to be have his own team.
Yeah.
He was never going to be what we see with LeBron. AD is a better fit than B.I.
Okay.
For LeBron. And that's okay. And he's proven it. Skip, he's been an all-star.
Yeah.
Had he not gotten injured, he might have been another all-star this year.
Yeah.
B.I. got nothing bad to say about B.I., but he's going to catch this L. He's going to catch this L on Wednesday.
Okay. I just have a gut feeling that you're also going to have to play on, I believe it would be Friday.
We're not.
To get the, what seed would that be? The 8th seed, right?
And play the Nugs. You want to put some dew on that?
On New Orleans game?
On the New Orleans game.
I just might. I need to get there. But I am leaning heavily in that direction.
Well, we're about to straighten you up.
There.
You leaning, we're going to straighten you right on back. Yeah, watch how you sit back up real quick.
I've actually got a lot of dew to play with, so I just might risk a couple on that game.
I get it back.
Yeah.
You should give me all the dew that you took in from me in this basketball season. You should have given it back for that stinking performance that Joel Embiid and your 76ers had last night against Jimmy Butler and the Butlerettes.
After Joel Embiid won me 4 cases
you should give it back. You should give it back.
52 against Boston.
You should give it back.
Woo.
Did you see what they did to him last night?
Woo. He was good last night.
He was good.
Huh?
Skip, you lost by 30.
Huh. What did he make? He made like, what was it, 11 out of 15 shots? I thought he was really good last night.
And they lost by 30. Okay. He needed to make 20. He needed to have another 25 or 30.
They had no motivation. Miami had all the motivation because they're trying to do what your team is trying to do, which is avoid the play-in.
I tell you what, all I know is Jimmy Butler, every time he faced the Sixers, he say, y'all kept Ben Simmons over me.
Yeah, and that's B.I. versus you on Wednesday night at the Crypt. That's exactly what he's going to say.
But Skip, hold on. At least you can say, well, you got Anthony Davis, who's been an all-NBA player, who's won a championship.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than saying y'all kept Ben Simmons, who's since been traded, and I'm not so sure how much the Nets want to keep him.
I don't even know what his future is in the NBA, okay? You got it.
We got something for him.
But
I might have to check that game.
I'm afraid Jen's Seagulls
Nah. But you know, when I show up in attendance, we win.
Oh, so you'll be there Wednesday
Hey, don't
night?
tell it. Hey, you never know. You never know who you're going to see.
Yeah.
Skip, you are the man. You've never sounded more intelligent. You just come on over here. I've got a warm front row seat to the Pelicans with beignets. Everything's set out for you.
Don't let me see you at the game, Jen. You better not be at that game.
She will be at the game.
I'm coming. And I will be doing a post-game victory interview with B.I.
No, you won't. Nope. That ain't happening.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.